It is said to achieve true spiritual enlightenment. One must first call back a rear guard from your drop and give it the ability when it restands to get a crit, and then to also decrease your opponent's Vanguard's power and make sure it loses a drive. Or, I don't know. Anyways, Youthquake Vanguard, woo! How's it going, everyone? We're back talking about Stoeirhaja. Stoeirhaja came out in the same set as Cody Blaze, and it's basically Bug Zorga, is the easiest way I can describe it. I really like the deck, it's super fun, and because it finally got its promo, I'm going to show it off. Also, because I haven't shown this deck off at all, which is a crime. So let's get into it. So we have, oh no, dropped a card. Whoop, there we go. So first of all, we have the all-powerful Banana. I don't know why his name is Banana, but I do like it. We have Carcel Lamp, which is when it's written over, you get to look at top 7 and either grab a copy of a Codex card or the Persona Ride, which is really interesting. It has a rearguard effect too, but we're really never calling this from the drop at all, so I'm not really worried about it. And we have, I think it's Gamga, something like that. When he is rode upon by Stoeirhaja, you're going to Soul Blast 1 and find any codex from your deck and add it to your hand. So pretty much you want to find one off of here, or at least open one, and this will grab you the other one that you are missing. Also, when it's placed on rearguard, because sometimes we call it back, if you played a Codex this turn, you get to Soul Charge 1 and he gets +5. Again, it's not often that you are calling him, but in like a worst case scenario, you can. And then we have Stoeirhaja himself, the bug monk. So basically, if you played a Codex order, your front row is getting +5, which is really good. And when he attacks, you are counterblasting 1 and restanding rear guards equal to the number of Codex orders you played. Uh, as I probably should have mentioned, you're allowed to play 2 different Codex orders a turn with him, which is really important. So you always have, once you hit your opponent hits grade 3, you always have 5 attacks, which is really cool. We go on to the main deck, and we're starting off with obviously the Persona Ride and Regalis piece, nothing to really explain here. We're playing orders every turn, so we're of course using Twincast. But we are going to show off the codexes first really quick. As explained in the intro, when this one is played, you get to call back a card from your graveyard. It's going to get +5, and when it restands, it gets a crit. But they'll only get the crit if your opponent's at grade 3, which is fine. And then we have this codex, which is you get to, if your opponent's at grade 3, you get to minus their Vanguard by 3k, Soul Blast 2, draw 1, and then they lose a drive check on the next turn. So realistically, if you're going first, you're just kind of playing this order and just calling it a day. But once your opponent's at grade 3, you're playing this order and then playing this order, because the Soul Blast 2 is tied to you playing another codex during the turn. You could play less codexes. I personally just like having the extra one because when I played uh, 3 and 3, I would just damage check too many of them. So I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna beat RNG by adding an extra copy in, and they can't stop me. But yeah, that is the codex ratios, and then we have the hurtful Pompadio. Uh, the last grade 3 for the deck. So basically, every time you play a Codex, he gets +5. So he can be an 18k attacker or a 23k attacker. And during your opponent's turn, if he's on the front row, when your Vanguard is attacked, you can retire him to minus your opponent's rear guard by its own or by its like base power until turn, which is a really cool effect. Um, you don't have to play him, but I think he is very interesting for the deck, so I wanted to keep him in. We have 4 copies of, we'll call him Flyover because I can just not read that name. So when he's placed on rear, you get to Counterblast 1. Look at top, I believe it's 7. He was a good one. Yeah, he was 7. So look at top 7. If you hit a codex, you add it to hand. If you don't, you're going to shuffle the deck and then draw a card. And he also has the ability for every codex you play, he's going to get +5, which is really cool. And then we have, gosh, some of these cards are. I always forget like some of these cards have like the like hardest names known to man. We'll just call this Ladybug and keep it nice and simple. So she has an ability to Energy Blast 2. She's going to get 5k power and 5k shield till your opponent's next turn, and it can't get removed by effects, which is really nice. But she also has the ability at the end of turn you can retire a rear guard to grab back a codex from your drop, which is really cool. This is one of the ways that you'll be recurring it, and half of the reason you might not see Alvina in this list anymore. But that's it for the grade 2s. On to the grade 1s, which will be uh, the card we've been waiting for, which is Tarasa, Tarasabuki? Tarasabuki? Is that? I believe that is how you pronounce it, Tarasabuki. So he has two really cool abilities. We'll go over the second one first, just because I think I didn't realize it when I was doing my testing with this, because I've been messing around a little bit. This gets 5k every time you play in Order 2. So basically, this is an 18k booster, which is just insane. Lets your deck hit some like really good numbers. But its other ability is you can put it to the soul, and you can take 2 orders with the same name. So it doesn't have to be codexes, but for this deck it'll be codexes. You take 2 orders with the same name. One goes to your hand and one goes to the bottom of your deck. So it's a really cool thing because the one of the codex Soul Blast 2, which is a little rough unless you have other cards to go to Soul or you have Persona Ride. Um, so it's good that he goes to Soul, but it also gets you the order back. We are just looping pretty much the same 2 orders every turn, so it's really important to have. And then we have 4 copies of. I just can't, man. Some of these names kill me. Affectionless. We'll just call it Affectionless. Basically, when one of your rear guards restands, you get to put this to soul, draw a card, and give the unit +5, which is really good for the deck. And obviously, you can't beat the 4 perfect guards. We do like defending ourselves in the year of 2026, right? The trigger lineup is where this deck's a little weird. So Bless Favor is obviously super important. 8 critical, not a lot to say about that. Oop, you guys need to get on screen. There we go. And then I'm playing 3 draws and 4 heals. So here's the thing. Fronts do kind of make sense for this deck, but the deck somehow, even though it has like random cards that draw you cards, it feels like you never get cards to your hand. So I like having the option of playing the draw triggers, me personally. But if you feel like playing fronts in this deck, you can try out the fronts. But I'm just every time I've tried out fronts, I've been like, gosh, I have no cards in hand. I'm just getting slapped by my opponent like left and right. But yeah, that's it for this profile. Another Youthquake deck, all done. I don't know if there will be a Nebula profile any soon, but I'm going to start messing around with the Sky Ruler deck, and that should be good, hopefully. But that's it for this video, guys. I'm going to catch you guys on the next one. Have a great day. Peace.